Welcome to the show. It's Ryan McCollum from RMC Strategies and Get Set Marketing.
Welcome to Strictly Business. I am Alfonso. Oh, that's Cori who's making me laugh right now. Ryan, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Appreciate it.
And we'll get right into the topics. First up, there was an article on CNN saying why basically our parents, why we are working less hours than our parents did, I guess, while we were growing up. The average work week has gone from over 30 hours in 1964 to under 34 hours in 2013. A drop of 12%, says the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So that's, I don't know if that's maybe the amount of people that are not working full-time anymore, going to part-time. Like, how do they...
Well, the third paragraph says it right there. It says that.
A lot
of the decline. Yeah, a lot of the decline has to do with women entering the workforce. So the women who weren't working at all, who were homemakers back in the day, are now entering the workforce, and a lot of them are working part-time jobs. So now somebody who's working 20 hours a week, the Bureau of Labor Statistics accounts for them.
So there's actually more part-time work, probably more temporary resources too. I don't know. I mean, computers are taking over a lot of jobs too than what our parents or our grandparents used to do. Or
Well, you even look at those generations, they didn't have the chains around that we have. Like the Walmarts or the Kmarts or the whatever weren't around where people could work 30 hours part-time at a job. You know what I mean? So those weren't really around. It was either you worked or you didn't. And if you worked all the time.
Right.
Yep.
There was usually one provider for the family, so of course they'd be working 62 hours a week,
Yeah.
And the nature of jobs has changed. Like, there's no longer as many manufacturing jobs where people just bang in and bang out and work long hours.
Well, it's that work-life balance. Now it's, the people are working as they're watching their kid's soccer game with a computer on their lap. Or there's a lot of like flux between work and play now where it's kind of hard to really time manage saying that they work this amount of hours. Like sometimes I don't even know how many hours I work.
I have no clue how many hours I work a week. I'd have to look at it.
I would have to count maybe how many hours I don't work. Maybe that would be a lot easier. But
I worked more when I was 21 than I do now.
But I think Al, you got a point. A lot of people have jobs that aren't necessarily time cards where you punch in and punch out. I mean, if I get a phone call at 7 o'clock at night and I happen to be at dinner, it's technically I'm working.
Yeah.
But I'm not on the clock per se.
Yeah. Next up, this article is a little interesting. It was from Mashable. 1 in 4 young adults regret social media posts. So it was a survey done. So basically, they regret it right after they posted it. Among younger adults aged 18 to 34, 29% said they have posted a photo, comment, or other personal information they fear could compromise their current or future job prospects.
Yeah. Or significant other prospects.
That's rough too.
Yeah.
People are idiots. I unfriend people half the time because they're just annoying. Like, stop posting this crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's so easy to do. I think a lot of people, it's just like speaking. Sometimes a lot of people speak without really thinking, and they're posting stuff without really thinking. Like the examples of people who are at work talking crap about their own boss.
Yeah.
Well, it goes into a lot of people don't even know about the privacy settings and how to make everything private because you can go to some profiles and everything they post in their life and their inappropriate pictures are out for the open, not knowing that you can block everything and have it not even where like you could see my pictures and reference it. There's so many things that you could do, but people just don't spend the time to go in and check it, so they just go crazy.
But I think that the amount of posts and pictures that are out there from our generation, as we get older, I think it's almost like having a tattoo. So like back in the day, somebody'd be like, oh, I don't want somebody having a tattoo working for me. But as we get older, having a tattoo is something that everybody has.
Yeah.
So having an inappropriate picture of yourself drinking on Facebook is something everybody has.
Yeah.
And as we get older, that's going to be something. They'll look. But actually,
Never bring it up.
personal comments and status updates and tweets about your boss or the people you work with, or the fact that you're not working at this moment and what's that one? My boss is out of town, so finishing my Christmas shopping online today at work.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Haha, hashtag multitasking. Ha ha ha, fired.
Yeah, hashtag fired.
Hashtag fired.
I know, that's ridiculous.
I mean, you look at our generation, even our parents, if they're online, but our generation is really the first generation that's going to leave like their fingerprints online, where we're going to be, our great grandchildren are going to know everything about our lives because it's all documented. Because we are the first generation that really dove into the whole social and online, and so you think about people regretting things that they post. It's okay, you regret it, but then look at like 100 years down the line, who like kind of like what you want to be remembered for. That people look back at that history. I mean, I don't know if Facebook would be here in 100 years, but
like in my line of work in politics, I mean, it's something that can haunt you. But again, the more candidates that are on Facebook and have their own personal accounts, and the older we get, the less it'll haunt you. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, but they're also not, they're censoring what they put on there. I think if you, like, people our age, I have little cousins who are on Facebook, my mom's on Facebook, like, I'm friends with my boss's daughter, like, there's all sorts of connections that I kind of already censor things before I put it out there anyways. So I think that once you get to a certain age, like 18-year-olds really don't have, you know, maybe they do have the connections that I have, but I think that you're censoring things before you put them on there.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't need
The-
like,
The things I posted, well, I mean, back then there was AIM. Was
Yeah.
AIM there when we were like 18? I don't even know.
I called it AIM.
Yeah,
Then.
AOL. All right, so next up, Walmart allegedly overtaxed on the 2-for-1 coupons. So a Pennsylvania man filed a class action lawsuit against Walmart alleging the retailer overtaxed by 21 cents for items purchased with a coupon. According to the lawsuit filed, Brian Farneth sounds weird, purchased 2 cans of shaving cream, So basically, he found a way Walmart was kind of taking...
They taxed him on both items.
Yeah.
So we got a twofer, and he paid tax on both. It was 42 cents, which I would have never found it.
Yeah.
Never, unless it was a big item, but then you usually don't get a
So
twofer for that.
yeah, so when you buy one, get one free, you should only be taxed on the one you buy. The
Right.
one you get free should not be taxed.
Yeah.
And so it's 21 cents for him.
Right.
But if they did that for thousands of people.
And all their stores, I mean, that's a lot of money.
But the thing that's funny to me, and they don't mention it in the article, but it's not like they're necessarily making money, because when you, in that code, the tax goes to the state or to the feds, and the sales tax goes to the state. So they were overpaying technically to the state.
Yeah, that's a good
It's not
point.
like
I
Walmart
love
was
that.
necessarily pocketing that 21 cents, because if you look at the receipt, it says tax.
And was it really
Yeah.
a Walmart coupon? Like, if it was shaving cream, probably Gillette issued the coupon in the newspaper or something.
It didn't say.
It just sounds like a computer error. It'd be.
But they have
I
gotten in
need to find
trouble.
out how
They
many
have
they've
gotten
done
in
this.
trouble a couple times. So like their thing is, and they got in trouble. They paid, what is that, 2.1 million in costs and penalties in California. They got in trouble in another place as well for charging people more than they
164
advertised.
stores were charging higher prices.
Yeah. So, one or two times.
Yeah, they missed the email and the rollback.
Let's roll forward.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, sorry. Amazon to add 7,000 new jobs across 13 states. It's going to be beefing up staff at the warehouse where it fills its orders and its customer service division. So that's really good news, because weren't they? I think we talked about this maybe almost close to a year ago. There was a big layoff with them overseas in Europe, right?
Yeah, I think it was that our.
Was that with you here too?
That
I
would be
think we were
really
talking
ironic.
about talking about.
I thought we were talking about opening distribution centers.
No, they were going to strike. Yeah, distribution centers. They were talking
were
about
on strike,
Yeah,
yes.
they were going to
That's
strike
what it was. Okay.
because they weren't
now
getting
the
paid
hiring.
the same amount.
That's a good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how memorable we are.
I watch I watched the episode of me on it over and over and over again. So you see those views on YouTube go up. It's just me.
Good to know.
Can you do that for all
Like
the
Ryan
episodes?
gets a lot of views.
So this is great. I mean, they're adding jobs. Distribution center jobs are going to be available in Phoenix, Middletown, Delaware, Patterson, San Bernardino, Tracy, California, Indianapolis, Jefferson, Indiana, Hebron, Kentucky. I don't know if I said that right. More in Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia. I mean, they're just going.
It's good PR for them. I mean, it's right along with their operating model. Of course, they're going to open more distribution centers as they grow. I mean, so 7,000 jobs.
Yeah.
By next year, it'll probably be double that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mix between full-time, part-time, and seasonal.
But it has to be scary for smaller companies. I mean, because Amazon sells almost everything, right?
Everything.
Yeah.
So
That's my go-to.
I mean, it's not necessarily the smaller guys; it's the other retail stores that should worry about, like Best Buy and Circuit City. No, never mind.
I'm
Just
really
kidding.
throwing back KB
Just
Toys.
good. Nobody beats the Wiz.
does Lego sell on Amazon? Yeah. So the suppliers have no choice but to deal with them.
I mean, they're a huge player in the game of I was just on Amazon comparing coffee prices. I really was, because I go to the grocery store on a weekly basis and I pay whatever it is for something. So I figured if I could get like an economy box of coffee and store it in my cellar, I'd save a couple bucks.
They do
Like
bulk,
Costco,
do they do
too.
a lot of bulk stuff too?
Yeah, but I like Melita. Costco doesn't
Excuse me.
have Melita.
Excuse me.
So I mean, I think it's a good thing, and it's a thing as well for folks to worry about, because now there's people who are packaging stuff up and doing customer service, but there's no more retail in the true sense of actually doing retail face to face.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
those
gonna.
people.
In the next, it's gonna be more online and less.
I think that's why we see Walmart and Target heading in the direction of grocery becoming the one-stop shop, because if it's more convenient, then people are more apt to go there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then
Because you
know,
can't grocery. Well, you can, but
You can, yeah. But
So
coffee, obviously,
the
but
bigger
perishable
stores are
stuff.
also doing price matching, just because of Amazon and how much of a big player they are in the game, because people are comparing their prices. So what they're doing is price matching, and a lot of times Amazon's items are cheaper, but it's not the same exact thing. So the formula flavor may be different or something like that.
Ah. So like if I was gonna get a big screen TV at Amazon for $400 and Best Buy had it for $450, I could bring in the Amazon printout that says $400 and they'll match it.
A lot of stores are doing that. But again,
That's
like
good to
Amazon
know.
doesn't always have the same
That's
exact
good to know.
option.
I know. Well, I know we talked about Target is doing that. They're definitely on the ones
Yeah.
doing it. So, all right, Ryan, thank you so much
Hey,
for
thanks.
coming on. And I think that is all we have. There's no other segment.
That's not all we have. This was a great show, Al.
This is-
we had a
disappoint
live studio
We
audience.
did
Yes,
have
we
a
did.
last
Of one. All right, we will be right back. We want to thank Ryan McCollum for coming on the show. It was another great episode.
It's always fun when he comes on.
We always talk about Amazon, so it's always good.
This is true.
Go to strictlybusiness.com, sign up for the newsletter. Eventually we'll start sending one out.
Oh, that's news to me.
See you guys next time.